All right, hey everybody. This will be your trade ideas 8-1 for the week of 8-2, August 2nd through August 6th. Now, this list is going to be pretty short. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The reason being is because after how Friday ended, we don't really know how the rest of the market is going to go. So, so this is just a list to see that has like some weekly setups, and then we'll see what happens. You have to excuse me, uh see the rest of the list like as the week progresses. You know, if you don't know, I go live on Twitch and stuff like that. So, just catch that during the week or whatnot. Follow me on Twitch, TheStratuchiha. Boom, as you can see, almost every day. Well, basically every day during the market hours, then after market, Monday through Thursday, because obviously Friday after market the market's closed, but Monday through Thursday, go through a watch list for that following day or whatnot. All right. So make sure you follow me on Twitch, because again, this list, one, if you're a stratter, all right, the new month is about to start. So a new month starts. Well, it started today, Sunday. All right. But the new month candle starts tomorrow. So if you watch the uncoupling video, you would know that the month, week, day, and 1 hour, all the uncoupling will happen next Tuesday. So it's not this upcoming Tuesday. It's next Tuesday. All right. Let me bring up the calendar over here. It's the next Tuesday, because you need the month and the week to uncouple. And the month and week don't uncouple till Monday, next Monday. And then the week and the day don't uncouple till Tuesday. And then the day and the hour don't uncouple until the second hour on Tuesday. All right. But what does happen tomorrow is the month and the quarter uncouple. Okay. So your month and your quarter will uncouple tomorrow when the day starts, when the market opens. All right. So this actually is one of the trades. Let me clear this drawing set. So our first one we'll look at is SQ once again. As you can see, SQ has an inside week. It had an inside week, all right? So you mark the high and low, bottom for puts, top for calls, which it looks like it may be puts after how Friday ended, but we will see no bias, all right? So first we'll mark an entry for puts. Entry, puts, week. All right. Then our entry for calls right here. Calls, week. Then our first price target. Calls, PT1, calls. Excuse me. Week. And then PT2. Calls. Week. I got to change the color. Green. Change this color to green real quick before I forget. And then down here will be your price target 1 for puts on the week. All right. Change that to red. I'll just mark that one because that one has a far way to go. If you look at it from the distance from the bottom to here and the distance from the top to there, it's about the same distance. So I'm just going to do this one. But if it does happen to keep dropping, then, we'll add. But we'll end up seeing that during the week as if SQ keep looking good, that'll keep being on the watch list day to day throughout the week. All right. Whenever I make the daily watch list and stuff like that. Because this week I feel like it's going to be a lot of audibles. It's going to be a lot of playing as you go. And as you can see on the month, SQ is it was a 2-up month and it's in the middle. So if next week, if it does drop, it will easily go 2 down. You see what I'm saying? It'll easily go 2 down. The first price target on the week is the bottom of this candle, and the new month candle starts tomorrow. So it could easily, because you got to think when the new month starts tomorrow, the whole continuity changes, right? So your whole continuity going to be lined up on Monday. So your month, week, day, and 1 hour probably will almost have the same continuity. And whenever, let's say the day starts off green, right? Your hour is green, your month is green, blah, 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 right? If it starts going red, it's so easy to change the whole continuity tomorrow. That's why I was like, be very careful. That's why this is going to be a very short list. And then we'll see what's going on after market close. But as you can see, if the new candle opens up right here and starts dumping, it's not going to be hard for it to go 2 down on the month and get a 2 up, 2 down reversal on the month for SQ. If we go down to the daily, as you can see, Friday, it went up and kind of like filled the gap already to the upside before coming back to the downside. So basically, it will be just a 2-2 continuation. All right. So there's no earlier entry on the daily chart for puts, but there is an earlier entry for calls, which is above here. Entry, calls, daily. All right. So there is an earlier entry for calls. For puts, there is an earlier price target though. This would be the price target 1 on the daily for puts. All right, boom. And then for earlier entry on the 4 hour, there isn't one for puts, but for calls. But don't get shaken out because I'll on SQ Friday, the first hour of the day, it was green. It went up and filled the gap. A lot of people probably looked it off. I think I ended up looking it off. And then it went and did puts like we wanted it to. This is entry, calls, 4 hour. All right, boom. There you go. That's SQ. As far as contracts, you want something that, like I said, would be in the money by the time it hits your price target. So just look for probably the 245 put or something like that. I'll probably go over that more when we stream tonight on Twitch. I'll probably go over option contracts more. I want this video to be very concise and not that long, because when it looks long, people don't watch the whole thing. Also, let me go back to SQ real quick. I need to draw the bottom. Really, the 3 is the broad information right now. So yeah, so just draw from 3 back to here. Right now, the 3 has created broad information, and it wants to break out of this range. So we'll see if it breaks out the top and extend the top, or if it breaks through the bottom. So that's your broad information for SQ. Now to HD. Here it is. Same thing with HD. Last week's, not last week's, the week before last, because this technically is last week. The week before last, that 3 is the broad information for right now. All right. So boom. Oh, I forgot to clear all this stuff out. Hold on. Let me clear drawings. There we go. Boom. Like I said, new month starts tomorrow. So it's a 2 up. We'll see what this next month does. I think maybe it'll go 2 up continuation to shoot for the all-time highs. Plus with HD, it held strong Friday on a red day because I think it still wants to fill this gap up here. So I'll remark that gap. But for HD, it's an inside week. We just marked the high and low. As you can see, it didn't poke too far down into last week, right? Into the 3. So I'm thinking it probably just goes up, breaks out the top of that broad information. But again, no bias, entry, puts, week, boom, entry, pause, week. This would be price target 1 for puts. Because right here, we're looking for a 312. It's either going to be a 312, 2 down, or 312 up, or it could go 3 again. Who knows? PT1 puts, week. And then up here, color coding definitely helps a lot. Trust me. And then PT1 calls, week. All right. And then for calls, the next one will be up here, but we're gonna go down to the daily. And then I'm gonna remark this this gap to fill up here. Okay. So yeah, mark that gap fill. I'll make my gap fills purple. All right, boom. So $11 and like 35 cents to the gap fill, which yeah, HD can move about the most it's moved in a while in one day is about $8. So HD could say, you know what, I want to go up there. Anyways, right now, HD is looking like it could do a 1, 2 up, 2 down reversal on the daily. So this would be entry, puts, daily. All right. So tomorrow it could go boom down for puts. I'd be mindful of it because let's say HD really want to go back to the top. It could go 1, 2 up, 2 down, right? And then form a hammer and then go 2 down, 2 up. So just be mindful of when you hitting them targets and stuff like that, magnitudes that may be all it want to do because HD would have to drop pretty far to come down here. It could potentially, but the way it held on the red day Friday showed me that it still wants to go up. It just need the market conditions to allow it to go up. Because it looks like they want to take HD on up and fill that gap to the top. Oops. Entry, pause, daily. I also kind of noticed that HD likes to move with SPY a little bit. So it basically was super choppy Friday. I don't need to change code. But yeah. So tomorrow could just be for puts for HD, or it could go ahead and go 2 up. All right. And again, like I said, shooting for the gap. So for puts, if you're gonna grab puts, if it goes puts, just try to have it so when it hits right here, you're in the money. So like maybe the 325 puts. You just want to don't play more than 1 or 2 spots from the money, especially tomorrow on Monday, just because the market could flip after the first hour or two. So just be very mindful. I would say just let the market play out for an hour. Don't play anything until the hour flip because a lot of stuff might be puts and then go calls or go calls and then go puts. So I would say sit out the first hour of the market tomorrow. All right, so that's HD. If we go down to the 4-hour, got an inside 4-hour, mark the high, mark the low. Entry, puts, 4-hour. Entry, calls, 4-hour. All right, so that's what it looks like. Let me move it up so y'all can see it. That's what we got. Hold on, why is this? There we go. Cool, got it right now. All right, so that's your broad information. That's your entries for puts and calls. This one say PRs. That's your entry. Your entries for puts and calls, your earlier entries and stuff like that. All right. So next is going to be Oracle. Take it to the week chart. Oracle. Oracle is an inside candle, so it may want to head and go down. We'll mark the high, mark the low, entry, and it had a tight consolidation. So whatever Oracle about to do, it's going to explode one way or the other. That's a tight consolidation. Entry, pause, week. PT1 for calls, puts, 2 price targets. PT1 calls. PT1 puts, week. Two puts, week. All right, so there's our price targets on the weekly chart. I'm probably going to just draw the broad information on the daily. Weekly looks a little bit ugly. Maybe we can have a better one on the daily. But yeah, so there's your price targets, your entries for the week. On the month, what is it doing? So it was looks like a 3-2 up month for Oracle. Let's go down to the daily. Basically like stuck in this little range up here. Clearly that's the top. Yeah, it's really stuck in the range right now. So this is the bottom. Here's the top. Right now it's just trading sideways for Oracle, i.e. the inside week. All right. So let me move this around. All right. So for Oracle right now on the daily, what we want to do is mark the high and low of this candle right here, because it could be calls or puts. Probably most likely looking at puts. Because this is a shooter right here. Entry, puts, daily. All right. And right here, you got your entry for calls. Entry, calls, daily. All right. But this is basically like a shooter. It's a 2-down shooter. So it may go ahead and drop some more. 4 hour. Let's mark the high and low of this inside candle. Entry, puts, 4 hour. Got your entry calls. Entry calls. Wow. All right, so I'm gonna raise it up so y'all can get the entries. Boom, there's your entries. Go ahead and write that down, copy it. And then we're about to go on to the next one. Let's see, this one, this one, this one. Awesome, that worked. All right, so we got crowd next. All right, so a crowd, Basically just going to draw the broad information like this. Here back to here back to there. All right. Boom. Mark the high and low. All right, boom. Entry calls, week. All that. I didn't realize I'm like the bottom. Entry puts. Entry puts. Entry calls. PT1 calls, week. PT1 puts. So right here, what we're looking for is for it to break one side or the other. Maybe it goes 3, but hopefully we get like a 3-1-2. I prefer the 3-1-2 down for puts with crowd because it's already been exhaustion risk for a while now. So I'd rather crowd go ahead and come down because if it comes down, it's probably just going to really dump. All right. Then on the daily, what we got is it already basically started coming down. Tried to go up, fill the gap, then came back down. There's no earlier entry on the daily for puts, but for calls, it's above here. And again, when stuff is playing out throughout the week, you'll be moving your entries and price targets and stuff like that. Just in case, like, let's say crowd goes 2 down again tomorrow, but it goes hammer because it wants to go 2 up Tuesday, right? It's setting up for a reversal for Tuesday, right? Then obviously your entry for calls and stuff like that is going to move. You see what I'm saying? Entry, calls, daily. So as things play out and start to change, you'll see which direction they actually want to go in for inside week, unless it just go inside again. But you do have earlier price targets. I'm not going to mark them. On the daily for push, you got boom, boom, those two. And then on the 4 hour, you got a little bit of an earlier entry for calls. But for the most part, it did fill that gap. So crowd may want to go ahead and go down. Entry. So that's crowd. Again, whenever you're picking your contracts, you just want to find something that's, in the money, make close to being in the money. Like go for like calls 255, 257, maybe 260 for push 252.5 or 250. Yeah. So that's what you'd be looking at, unless you want to go further out. Looks like there's a bit more open interest on the put side for like 240. The only one that really has a bunch of numbers is this 260. The rest is 250 and 240 and even 230. So a lot more people think, crowd is dumping. So if you wanted to go out that far, you could, if you can afford it. Yeah, because that's kind of pricey. But yeah. Let's see. Next is Baba on the week. Baba has a 2 down hammer. Right. So that's why I'm looking at Baba. Remove this. I also draw the broad information for Baba. I would draw it like here. 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 Then kind of like here. There. This was a top before coming back down. All right. So this one mostly just going to be one-sided. I'm just going to look at calls. If it did drop all the way down here, That's a long ways to drop. But also this is actually a 1-2 down. So I'm looking for a 1-2 down, 2 up. Because it's the inside candle. So 1-2. So technically, first price target would be this 2 for calls. One week. Boom. Entry calls week down to the daily. You see how crazy it's been moving. It gapped down Friday and then went up. One good trade. Neo went stupid too. So unless you just mark the high, mark the low for puts, it does have a gap down here to fill. But it also got gaps up here to fill. This chart is very gappy, but if it moves in your favor, it can really. So entry, puts, daily. I forgot to see if this was even an affordable stop for a lot of people. I try to keep the list very affordable. Entry, calls, daily. All right. And basically, gap, 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 fill. Gap, fill, 2. Lower, gap, fill. Boom. And then on the 4-hour, mark the high and low of this inside candle. All right. Entry, puts, 4-hour. Entry, calls. All right. And that's what we got. All right. Also, next is going to be QCOM. QCOM, I feel like this one's going to be just more of a continuation up. I'm not going to do too much marking on it. It did have an inside day. So mark the high and low of the inside day. It could go fill the gap here, or it could be looking to go fill the gap all the way up here. All right. So QCOM is like an honorable mention gap fill. It has an inside day. It can go either way, but it's definitely 2 up on the week, 2 up on the month. See, 2 up month. All right. 2 up week. So I think they want to go ahead and fill the gap to the upside, then potentially fall. Because if you really wanted to fall and fill that gap, I feel like it would have did it Friday with so much going on. But I just marked the high and low for this one and just look at this as a day trade. It can go either way. So entry, puts, daily, and then entry calls. All this line right here, this 151, is just showing you that once it gets above that, it's in that gap. So once it get above 151.78, it may go ahead and fill this gap to 161. All right. And then the last one is dash for one puts to the downside. Let me clear this drawing set. For puts to the downside on the 2-2 continuation on the daily. But again, mark the high, mark the low. Entry puts. Daily. and then entry cost. All right. So that's what we got for Dash. And what I was looking for with Dash is like, again, it's an inside candle. So the entry for puts on the daily is actually the bottom. So if it does go above, mark the high and low of this entry cost week. So what is it? Yeah. I'm going to just change this one. And all right. And then basically I'll just put it up here because your price target for the week is the same as your entry for the inside PT1 week. Because these two are so close, it's like once you go calls, you already hit that price target. But for price target for puts, be down here. PT1 puts week. All right. And there you have it. This is your trade ideas for the week. But again, we'll be updating more as the week goes on. Just make sure you watch the Twitch. I'll make sure I start uploading it to YouTube as well. But yeah, just make sure you watch that. Subscribe. I mean, not subscribe to it, but follow the Twitch at, TheStratuchiha or whatnot. And then, like I said, we're going to live stream tonight and go a little bit more in depth and see what else everybody else got. All right. So yeah, check that out. Hope y'all like this list. If you have any questions, ask or whatnot. I kind of did rush a little bit through this one. But just slow it down and mark the price targets. I'm just curious to see how tomorrow is going to play out because tomorrow is going to be probably crazy. So I just wanted to put out a short list now because things could change. Maybe some good news come out tomorrow. Maybe some even worse news come out, right? Right now, we're like really at the mercy of what the news gonna say with everything going on. So the overall market news. All right. So yeah, we'll see what happens.